Jane Hunt.
Thank you very much, Madam Deputy Speaker. There is a picture of Sir Winston Churchill above my desk in my constituency office. Underneath it reads, "We are all of us defending a cause, the cause of freedom and of justice, of the weak against the strong, law against violence, mercy and tolerance against brutality, and iron-bound tyranny." Sir Winston Churchill was talking of 1942, but in many ways it speaks of Afghanistan throughout the centuries, and certainly in the 21st century. When we think of Afghanistan, we think of our heroes, of the soldiers who went to serve and did not return, or those who were injured and their lives changed forever. Heroes such as Flight Lieutenant Alan Scott, a former Loughborough University student, or Guardsman Jack Davis of Loughborough, aged only 23 at the time of his death. We think of the Royal Anglian Regiment, who were awarded the freedom to enter the Borough of Charnwood in 2006 in recognition of their service to our country and our town. Sadly, I remember 9/11 very well and can understand the need at the time to, as the President of the USA has said, degrade the terrorist threat to keep Afghanistan from becoming a base from which attacks could be continued against the United States. Given that no more terrorist attacks on that scale have been launched from Afghanistan over the last 20 years, it is clear that this intervention achieved its aims. However, the President also justified the fast-paced withdrawal of military personnel by claiming that the USA did not go to Afghanistan to nation build. Despite this being the case, the USA, with the support of NATO and the UK, have moved this nation forward. This is demonstrated by the fact that today millions of girls in Afghanistan are going to school and women hold more than a quarter of the seats in Afghanistan's parliament, which is in stark contrast to the former Taliban-ruled Afghanistan, in which no girls attended school and women were excluded from governance. We must therefore absolutely not sit back and allow this progress to be undermined. While I am not advocating that we impose our Western society on any other society, as countries should, of course, be free to live as their people wish, I am advocating for democracy and for the people of each country to be afforded their basic human rights and have the free will and choice to determine how they live and the environment in which their children grow up. As such, the government continues to play a role as we transition to a new phase of international support for Afghanistan. We must be clear with the Taliban that if they continue to abuse domestic human rights, they cannot expect to enjoy any legitimacy in the eyes of the Afghan people or the international community. I have a small number of constituents with relatives in Afghanistan, and I would like to see their applications for refugee status or discretionary rights to remain in the case of spouses in the UK to be dealt with swiftly and positively. For 20 years, the work of our armed forces has protected the Afghan people and denied terrorists a safe haven to launch attacks against the UK. Those same forces have enabled development that has improved millions of lives and transformed Afghan society. I thank our armed forces for the huge sacrifice and contribution they each made, and I ask that those who helped our armed forces to deliver that help and support in Afghanistan be also helped and supported here in the UK. Thank you very much.
Stuart Hosey.